Temple Owls.
Not really.
I mean, I kind of do. I kind of find them slightly interesting. They're in the best.
Yeah.
I think they're in the golden era of Temple football, if that's a thing.
What?
I looked it up. Okay, listen to this. You ready for this? Past 10 to 12 years, in my opinion, have been the best in Temple history. From 1930 to 2008, they made 2 bowl games, a total of 2 bowl games. Since 2009, they've made 7. They've also had several head coaches, notable head coaches, that have moved on to bigger and better things, but they got their start as a head coach at Temple. Matt Rule, obviously, went to Baylor. Now he's in the NFL. Al Golden, who was the first guy to put Temple on the map. He went to Miami. Didn't really succeed at Miami, but he got a bigger job. And then, of course, Manny Diaz. He didn't even coach a game, and then he got a bigger job.
Yep.
That's what the Temple name does.
Program does for you.
Yeah.
Just be accepted as their head coach, and you'll get a better job. Maybe
yes, immediately
hire me.
Yes.
Yeah. So I definitely think they're interesting. They're another small school. They're a private school. And I think being a private school competing at this level provides you with a certain level of disadvantage unless you're a private school that has a ton of money. And I do think that their lack of facilities and lack of stadium does hurt them, because when you're playing to a empty stadium, it's hard to recruit these kids to come watch you and be excited about coming to play for Temple.
Philadelphia is just not a college town. Like it's a professional sports town.
It's a professional sports town. But I think that could be helped if they had their own stadium. Because if it was on campus, which is hard because it's in the middle of Philadelphia. So like, where are you going to put it? So they're at a disadvantage there. That being said, I will admit that, yeah, they've had some recent success. I don't really see that continuing now. It's hard.
I agree. I think I tend to agree. I don't know if Rod Carey is a great coach.
Recruiting. They're following in recruiting. Their previous ranked class was 102. Now they're 117.
They got up as high as 59th. They were 59th in the country in recruiting in 2016. I think that was Matt Rule's first year.
Jeez. And they were 1-6 in 2020. I don't know. It doesn't feel good. Not to say that they could surprise me. I'd be all right if they surprised me. And honestly, like they invest in their programs, and they've had success in athletics before. So it's not as if it's a bad program. It's just you have some disadvantages that other schools don't have, and that makes it hard to win consistently. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, that's really all I had to say on Temple. What I spewed off at there at the beginning is that I believe that these past 10 years is about as good as it's ever going to get for Temple.
Yeah, I mean, they do have a favorable non-conference schedule. I wouldn't say it's an easy non-conference schedule, but it's favorable to them. They should be favored in 2 of their 4 games. They play at Akron, or they play at Rutgers to start the season. I don't think they'll be favored. I think Rutgers will be favored here and will probably win. But I could see Rutgers and Temple having like a decent game. I could see that being a good game.
It's a good regional rivalry kind of game.
I agree. And then they go to Akron. They should win that.
100%.
They have Boston College, which I don't know how Boston College is going to be. I haven't really looked into them all that much. And I mean, they were good last year. They gave Clemson the run for their money, but then they lost games they shouldn't have. Yeah. So
I feel like that's always Boston College, though.
Yeah, I feel the same. So that could be a close game, toss up kind of game. And then they have the Wagner Seahawks. So they should win that game. And then unfortunately they start with Memphis and then Cincinnati, who I think are probably the two strongest teams going into this year for the Americans. So you kind of get, I don't know, I don't see how they escape with 2 wins. Two conference wins. Even if they beat one of those 2, you're still kind of being knocked out of contention for the American Athletic Conference Championship. You do get a little bit of a reprieve at USF, but then you go down. You have to go. You have Central Florida coming to town, and despite their, I think they've fallen off a little bit, but I think they're still one of the better teams in the conference. Eastern Carolina, Houston. They're at Tulsa, then they host Navy for their final game.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be an interesting season for them. I could see them winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 games. Maybe they'll surprise me and win a 7th.
6 is a little high.
Yeah, 6 is high, but like 6 is what you're like really hoping for.
You go 6-6, you're thrilled.
Yeah. Yes. I agree.